Okay, and we are recording, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to today's class. I hope everybody had a good weekend. We're going to get started in just a few minutes, but to get set up, you'll need a yoga mat, perhaps some blocks. I wanted to talk to you guys about the blocks, and that's why I started this just a smidge early. Blocks and props and things like that, a lot of times students are resistant to using them because they feel like it means that they're worse or it's some sort of crutch or something like that. And in reality, the props are there to properly align your body. All of our bodies are different, and we have different length torsos, legs, arms. And so what the props do is they allow you to find better length and strength in the poses. So there's like no shame in using them. And if you're not quite there yet, as far as like touching your toes, getting all the way to the ground, they will give you that length that will actually build up the strength to do it. So I highly encourage you to get a couple blocks. I think the brand is Hugger Mugger, and they're like a little bit more expensive a block, but they're like this really good sturdy cork that lasts a really long time. This is my good one. My other one has a big chomp out of it from Zeppelin, but they're great. And having two is ideal because then anytime you're doing any sort of like forward folds or anything, being able to set your hands on the blocks and adjust the height is really helpful when you're developing a yoga practice. For today's practice, we're going to be working on our upper body. So in the next couple of days after this practice, you might notice that your arms are more sore because you're going to have more lactic acid buildup. Drink lots of water, do light stretching, things like that. Ooh, I love your mat. Sorry. We're going to get started on our in a seated position. I like to sit on a block or a bolster or a pillow just to lift my hips up a little bit. So go ahead and take a seat. Legs are going to be crossed, hands are going to be on the knees. And go ahead and let your eyes shut. We're just going to start by noticing the breath as it comes in through the nose, past the throat, fills your belly, and comes back out again. During yoga practice, and a lot of times in our everyday lives, when we breathe, we tend to try to like hold in our belly. I want you to just let your belly go and just breathe throughout this practice. In yoga, we extend the breath in and out. It's called Ujjayi breathing. We're going to try one together. Big inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Again, in through the nose, exhale the mouth. On this next one, I want you to seal the lips and then exhale through the nose. You're going to put a light constriction on your throat. So it sounds like this. Inhale, exhale. You hear that sound on the throat? That's the ideal breath for what we're going for during the practice. If you find yourself out of breath or needing a break, you can always come into child's pose. It's one of the first poses we're going to do, so I'll go over it when we get there. So again, sitting nice and tall, big inhale through the nose and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Good. Inhale and exhale. And let the eyes flutter open. We're going to start warming up those arms, just moving the arms side to side. And as we're warming up the upper body, I want you to set an intention for your practice today. It can be a word, a quote, a phrase, but something that you're gonna like use as an intention for your practice throughout. Doing a yoga practice with intention allows you to do your yoga with purpose on purpose. Go ahead and forward roll out the shoulders. And for me, this week, I'm focusing on strength and relaxation. I have a really hard time relaxing after a yoga practice. So for me, my intention is to get through my practice and then fully relax after it. Backwards with the shoulders. Good. Pet the dog on your mat if you have one. Over here. All the way over here. Let's go off the mat. You guys know the rules. You can stay with mom, but off the mat. Go ahead and deep breath in, interlace those fingertips, really pressing towards the sky, stretching out that back, tilt that chin up, and then kind of rock your body side to side like a tree. Just waking up that spine. Good, shake it out. Go ahead and take it over to the side, stretching out that side body. And the other side. One more on each side. Good. I love seeing everybody practicing with their pets. Shake it out. If you're sitting on a block, go ahead and move it off your mat or pillow or blanket and come on down to your back. Hug those knees into your chest. And give that full spine a rock back and forth. Good. Inhale. And exhale. Let the soles of the feet come down to the mat and your knees butterfly out. On the inhale, take those arms overhead, big stretch, leaving the palms facing up and overhead. We're going to take a few deep breaths here. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Last one, in and out. Hug those knees into the chest. Give them a squeeze. And then rock to a seated position. Go ahead and take that arm across the body. Stretching at those shoulders. Other side. Good. We're going to come to all fours. You're going to stack your hips right over those kneecaps. Your fingertips are going to be wide. On the inhale, you're going to arch that spine, tilt that chin up. Exhale, push all the air around the spine. This is cat-cow. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Make sure those toes aren't tucked. They're flat on the mat. Inhale. And exhale. 3 more. In. And out. Inhale. And exhale. Last one. Deep breath in. And out. Neutral spine and neck. Give those hips some figure eights. Really stretching out. Keep those elbows soft. Good. Sinking back and up. And back and up. Good. Deep breath in. Tuck those toes. Lift those hips first. Downward facing dog. Keep those knees soft. Go ahead and pedal out the feet. Good. Inhale, bend those knees, look towards the top of your mat. Exhale, straighten it back out. Inhale, bend those knees. Exhale, straighten. As you inhale to bend, come up on your toes and then bend those knees. And straighten. Up on the toes, bend the knees, look towards the top of the mat. And straighten, beautiful. 2 breaths here. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Taking those knees to the mat, they're gonna go wide. Your big toes are gonna touch behind you. You're gonna sink back in those hips, really reaching the fingertips towards the top of the mat, resting your forehead on the mat into child's pose. Several breaths here. Child's pose is one of those poses. Go ahead and stay in child's pose. It's always here for you during your practice. If you find yourself out of breath, needing a break, always hit child's pose. If you find that it is sore on your hips, you can always close the knees and do it with your legs pressed together. 3 more breaths in child's pose. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, you're coming to all fours. Tuck those toes, lift those hips, downward facing dog. Several breaths here. If downward facing dog still feels really difficult to you,
There will be a time where it feels really good and like a really natural pose, but it does take a little time. 2 more breaths. Last one. From here, you can hop or take little baby steps to the top of the mat. If you're a beginner, go ahead and take the little steps. Catching opposite elbows, give a flex in those knees and hang like a ragdoll. Again, like a tree, side to side, swaying in the breeze. Release those hands and come rolling to a stand like a dancer. Shoulders come last, up, back, down. Go ahead and shake it out. Grab water if you need it. Then we're going to go over to Tadasana. My class yesterday, I had like word salad in my brain. I kept trying to say one body part, but I meant another. Like my brain was moving faster than my mouth was. So forgive me if I do that today. Standing in Tadasana, your feet are hip width distance apart. Your thighs are slightly clenched and you're standing nice and tall, finding a good balance here. You're gonna pretend that your box, or that your feet, see, word salad, your feet are a rectangle. Your toes are the corners, your heels are the back corners. Go ahead and play with those corners a little bit, really finding that balance. If you need to widen your stance a little bit or tighten it, go ahead and do that. But find what feels like the most stable pose to you. And again, your thighs are gonna be a little bit clenched. You're gonna be standing nice and tall. We begin and end every vinyasa in Tadasana. Go ahead and inhale, swing those arms up. Exhale, as you forward fold, your hands are gonna travel through heart center, bend those knees. Then all the way down. This is a perfect place to grab those blocks if you need them. Otherwise, come down to your fingertips. As you inhale, you're going to extend that back into a tabletop. On the exhale, place those palms down on the mat and step back left, then right into a plank pose. If this is too much for you, go ahead and take it down to your knees. But to get into plank, I want you to be on those toes and just wiggle those heels until your body is really flat like a door. Go ahead and take it to your knees, uncurl those toes, and slowly lower using those arms. Beautiful. Take your cheek to the mat and give those hips a rock side to side. With the hands right under the shoulders, as you inhale, press up from the mat. You're just taking the top of your body off the mat. You're going to leave your belly attached. Exhale back down. Inhale up. This is called baby cobra. Again, check those toes, make sure that they're flat on the mat. Exhale back down. Inhale up, baby cobra. Good, exhale back down. This time you're gonna come all the way off the mat. Full rib cage, upper belly, and top of your thighs. Upward facing dog. And slowly back down. Same thing, inhale up, upward facing dog. Yes, exhale all the way down. Last one, inhale all the way up. From here, go ahead and tuck those toes, lift those hips, downward facing dog. Stepping it in a little bit if you need to, and taking 3 breaths here. Inhale and exhale. Last one, in and out. Baby steps, top of the mat. And you're gonna roll to a stand. Shoulders come west. Good, shake it out. Same exact thing. We're gonna do this one a little bit faster to the breath. Standing nice and tall in Tadasana. Inhale, swing those arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen that spine on those fingertips. Exhale, place those palms down, step back left and right into plank. Staying here, inhale. On the exhale, take it to a half push-up. Inhale. Exhale, take it all the way down to your belly. Good. Inhale, upward facing dog. I heard a groan there. Tuck those toes, lift those hips, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Baby steps, top of the mat. And roll to a stand. Shake it out, grab water if you need it. We're gonna do the same thing, but we're gonna incorporate a little bit more upper body on the next one. Standing nice and tall in Tadasana. Deep breath in. Arms come up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen that spine. Exhale, place those palms down. Step back to plank. From here, you can take the knees down if this is too much. For 10 seconds, we're going to do shoulder taps. I'm going to do them with you. And they look like this. Go ahead and go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and lower all the way to your belly. Take your cheek to the mat. Give those hips a rock back and forth. Hands under those shoulder blades. Inhale, upward facing dog. Tuck those toes, lift those hips, downward facing dog. 2 breaths here. 1 more. Good. Take those knees to the mat. They go wide. Press back to a child's pose. Resting here for 5 breaths. Really reaching those fingertips towards the top of the mat. And breathing nice and deep. 2 more. Good. Inhale, coming to all fours. Exhale, tuck those toes, lift those hips, downward facing dog. Baby steps, top of the mat. And roll to a stand. Shaking it out. Inhale, swing those arms up really high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen that spine. Exhale, place those palms down, step back left and right into plank. From here, 10 seconds, shoulder taps. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower all the way to your belly. Good. Inhale, upward facing dog. Tuck those toes, lift those hips, downward facing dog. 2 breaths here. Pouring all the weight into your left foot. Take that right leg to the sky. Go ahead and open up the hip to the side, bend that knee. Square those hips, take that foot down. Deep breath in. And out. Pouring the weight into your right foot. Take that left leg to the sky. Open up the hip, bend that knee. Good. Square those hips, take that leg down. Inhale. And exhale. Last one in. And out. Baby steps or hop to the top of the mat. And roll to a stand. Shake it out, grab water if you need it. I know, I'm working you guys a little harder today. It's good for you, it's done with love. All right, we've got one last vinyasana. I know we do. Standing nice and tall in Tadasana. Feet are hip width distance apart. Hands to heart center, and let's just breathe here for a moment. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. 2 more. In. And out. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Go ahead and shake it out. Nice and tall. Swing those arms out. In. Exhale. Forward fold. Inhale to a half lift. Exhale. Place those palms down. Step back left and right into plank. Taking those knees down if you need to. Inhale here. Exhale. Take it to a half push-up. Inhale. Exhale. Take it all the way down to your belly. Good. Inhale. Upward facing dog. Tuck those toes. Lift those hips. Downward facing dog. Really stretch out that back. You should be much looser now. Baby steps, top of the mat. And we roll to a stand. I'm gonna go into our warrior series now. Standing nice and tall in Tadasana. You step that right foot back. It's going to be at a 45. You're going to pivot so that the hips are square to the front of the mat, bending that left knee. Want that knee stacked right over the ankle and nothing farther than 90 degrees. So if you need to widen your stance, go ahead and do that. Square those hips to the front, arms come up, warrior one. Good. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, give it a slight rise. Exhale, rebend that knee. Inhale, slight rise. Exhale, rebend that knee. Last one. Inhale, slight rise. Exhale, bend that knee. Inhale, straightening that front knee, opening the arms up, setting up a warrior two. You might need to widen your stance just a little bit. Rebending that front knee. Your gaze is going to be over those fingertips. Really squaring your body into the center so that you're not leaning front or back. That looks great. Give that back arm a glance. Make sure that it's parallel to the floor. 2 more breaths here. Good. Inhale, straighten that front leg. Flip the palm and take the warrior back. Really reaching towards the ceiling. Good. 1 more breath here. Inhale, arms swing. You're going to rock those hips to the back of your mat. Really rock those back as you reach forward, and you're going to pivot to triangle. By rocking those hips back and reaching forward, you're allowing a lot more space in this pose. Your left hand can be on the shin, the thigh, even all the way to the floor. Your gaze can be straight on, or it can be up at the ceiling. Good. 1 more breath here. Inhale, swing those arms up. Rebend that front knee. You're going to swing the arms again. Again, left hand can be on the thigh, the shin, or all the way to the floor for a side angle. Go ahead and look down at that foot. Place both hands on the inside of it. Pop that back heel up and adjust for a low runner's lunge. Good. Give that back knee a bend. Hop that back foot forward about a foot. You're going to forward fold over that left leg, trying to straighten these legs. So this is a wonderful pose to grab blocks for if you can't get to the floor. Staying folded over, step that right foot up to the left. Bend both of those knees, swing the arms up, chair pose. Really tighten those glutes and that core. 2 more breaths here. Good. Straighten those legs, shake it out. All right. Same exact thing, chair pose. Bend both of those legs, swing the arms up. From here, I want you to take your hands to heart center. Then I want you to twist your body over your left shoulder. And then extend your right leg to the right hand to the floor and your left to the sky. The really nice twist. Good. Two more breaths here. Inhale, coming back to center and straightening those legs. Go ahead and shake it out. We're going to do the other side. Inhale, swing those arms up, chair pose. Exhale, take those hands to heart center and twist over your left shoulder. Or your opposite shoulder, whichever shoulder that you did it with. Extending those arms. It's a really nice twist. One more breath here. Taking your hands to heart center and straightening those legs. Shake it out, grab water. We're building up some heat today. Warrior series on the other side. Standing in Tadasana, you're gonna step back that left foot. It's gonna be at a 45. Squaring those hips to the front of the room, bending over that right knee. Make sure that it's not coming over the ankle. So if you need to widen your stance, go ahead and do so. Again, squaring hips to the front, arms come up, warrior one. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, give it a slight rise. Exhale, rebend that knee. Inhale, slight rise. Exhale, bend that knee. 2 more. In, slight rise. Beautiful. Exhale, bend that knee. That looks nice. Inhale. And exhale. Make sure you're squaring the hips to the front of the mat. Inhale, straighten that front knee. Opening the arms up for warrior two. Maybe lengthening your stride just a little bit. Rebending that front knee, gaze over the fingertips. Your weight is over the center. It's not pitched forward or back. Yes. Good, good, good. Make sure this back arm is parallel to the floor. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, straightening that front knee. Flip the palm and take it back. Inhale, arms swing, the hips rock to the back of the mat, really reaching towards the front of the mat as we pivot to triangle. One more breath here. Good. Swing the arms up, rebend that front knee. We're going to swing the arms again. Hand can be on the thigh, the shin, or all the way to the floor. Side angle. Look down at that right foot, place both palms on the inside of it. Pop that back heel up, adjust for a low runner's lunge. Good, give that back knee a bend. Hop that back foot forward about a foot. Forward fold over these legs. Grab blocks if you need it. Staying folded over, step that back foot to the front foot, bend both knees, swing the arms up, chair pose. Really tightening that core in the glutes. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, straighten the legs, shake it out. Everyone's gonna meet in a downward facing dog. I'm gonna set up for pigeon. So I want you to take your right leg all the way up to the sky, bend that knee and start to carry it to the front, and then it's gonna cross over. And your foot is gonna come to your hip crease on the other side. You're gonna uncurl the toes on the extended leg. Very nice, ladies. Nice and tall. And then folding over it. The mistake I see with pigeon a lot is people will have their front leg tucked back like this in like a lunge. And you really want to bring that foot towards the hip crease. Yes, 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 yes. Fold over it. Go ahead and relax for several breaths here. If you find this is too much strain on your hip and towards your butt, place a pillow or a block underneath. Two more breaths here. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, coming up on those fingertips. You're gonna tuck those back toes and you're gonna actually swing that leg up and then down into downward facing dog. Take a breath here. And then you're gonna take that left leg up to the sky. Bend the knee, start to bring it through. Cross that leg in front. And then extending that back leg, uncurling those toes, your foot towards your hip crease on the other side. And then nice and tall in those fingertips and fold over it. Again, if there's too much strain right here, put a block or a pillow right there. Good. This side look much better. Several breaths here. Really try to relax into this pose. This pose does all the work for you. It really stretches out those hips, the butt. And many people find this one more relaxing than child's pose. Good, 2 more breaths here. Inhale. And exhale. Coming up onto those fingertips, tuck those back toes. You're gonna swing that leg all the way up and down, downward facing dog for 3 breaths. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Baby steps, top of the mat. And roll to a stand. Shake it out. We're gonna go into our balancing series. If you need to use a wall, a chair, or something to hold your balance, it's totally okay. Our balance tends to change throughout the day, throughout the week, the time of the month, what you ate, like so many things affect your balance. And almost all of us have a stronger side than the other side. Go ahead and take that right foot. It's gonna come to the inner calf, the knee, all the way up to the inner thigh for tree pose. Pick a spot on the floor that's not moving. Hands are gonna come to heart center. And if you've got the balance there, go ahead and take that hands all the way to the sky. I want you to try to hold this for 5 breaths on your own. When you've done that, go ahead and calm down. And we're going to switch to the other side. Again, foot can be on the inner calf, the knee, all the way up to the thigh. Hands start at heart center. Find a spot on the floor that's not moving. Hands can come all the way up to the sky if you've got that balance. Really tightening the core and the glutes. Don't let your legs do all the work. You'll also get a lot more stable if you're using all of your core. Good, shake it out. We're gonna go into warrior 3. Standing nice and tall in Tadasana. You're gonna take that right foot and tap that toe behind you. Hands are gonna come to the hips. You're gonna hinge at the hips. This pose can be here. If this is how high you can get, that's perfectly fine. But hinging at the hips, the hands can stay here, or they can come to heart center, or they can even come out like wings, whatever gives you the most balance. And again, 5 breaths. Good, and slowly coming back up. And switching to the other side, staying nice and tall in Tadasana, tapping that left toe back, gonna bend, hit the hip crease. Hinging at the hips, the hands can stay here, heart center, or all the way out like wings. 5 breaths here. Good, slowly coming back up. Shake it out. And come back into a downward facing dog. Slowly making your way there. I like to start in a forward fold and then just step it back into it. Really stretch out that back. We've been doing a lot in our back and our upper body today. Go ahead and take the knees to the mat. They go wide and press back to a child's pose. You're going to be here for about 5 breaths. Long breaths in and out. And just relaxing. Come back to that intention that you set at the beginning of practice. Inhale. And exhale. Really reaching those fingertips forward. Inhale. And exhale. Last one, in and out. Good. Come to all fours and then go ahead and take a seat. Swing those legs in front so that they're nice and long. Sitting up nice and tall. Inhale, arms are going to come up. Exhale, forward fold down to those toes. If you need to, come here is perfectly fine, but you want to find length. Not perfectly straight because our bodies are not perfectly straight, but the most length that you can find. No crunching, no hunching over to get to those toes. I have a very short torso, so it's easier for me. One more breath here. And out. Good. Inhale, arms. Exhale, they come down. Pull the soles in, butterfly those knees out. Again, sitting up nice and tall. You're gonna open up your feet like a book. Inhale, sitting up. Exhale, fold. Use those elbows to press those knees out. You guys hear a whole bunch of commotion downstairs. There are some workers doing some things. Hopefully it's not too loud on your end. One more breath here. And exhale. Good. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, pull those knees in. Good. Give them a squeeze. Boat pose. We're going to start working on boat pose. So taking your hands behind you. So I'm going to show you ideally what boat pose is, but then I'm going to show you the modification we're going to take. So boat pose, your legs are going to be up and your arms are going to be out. But since we're just beginning, I just want you to start playing with the legs from here, really tightening that core. If you want to try both legs, that's fine. You can try the arms if you want to, but I don't want you to exhaust your core to the point where you're really sore for days. So again, just one at a time is fine, but make sure you're tightening like you would for a crunch. Just a few each side. And if you want to try it, both legs come up and the arms come out to the side. And you really tighten that core up. Good. Hugging those knees to the chest. And then go ahead and scoot the front of your mat so you can roll into your back. Hug those knees in. Give that whole back a massage. Been doing a lot with it today. Good. Then taking your 3 fingers, catch those big toes, open up those hips and legs for happy baby. If you want, give that spine a rock back and forth. Good. Hug those knees back into the chest. Zeppelin. It's going to be okay, buddy. My dogs can hear the people downstairs and are very distressed they can't join. Good. Go ahead and take the soles, the feet down to that, butterfly those knees out, and place the hands on the belly. Just feeling that breath again. Two more breaths here, in and out. Inhale and exhale. Knees back into the chest. Holding onto that left knee, extend the right leg all the way down to the mat. Then using your right hand, take that left knee across your body. It comes off the mat, your whole butt and back come off the mat, and open up that left arm like a wing. Good. One more breath here. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Both knees into the chest. And then I'm gonna rock. Holding on to that right knee, extend the left leg all the way down to the mat. Left hand guides that right knee across the body. Open up that right arm like a wing. Knees back into your chest. Last squeeze. And extend your feet to the corners of the mat. Your arms alongside your body, palms up, eyes shut. And then going from your toes all the way to your head, relaxing each part. We tend to hold a lot of tension in our kneecaps, our spine, our shoulders, and our jaw. And just relax here for the next few minutes. I'll call you out of it when it's time. But right now, all that is required of you is to relax and let the floor support you. You've done all of the other work. If you find your mind wandering, bouncing from thought to thought, like our minds do, come back to that intention you set. Or you can focus on someone that you love and thinking of them. And thinking about your breath and how your body feels. It's that connection that makes yoga so beautiful. And if you have not already, letting go of those big inhales and exhales, just breathing naturally. Eyes are still shut. Slowly coming back, moving those fingers and toes, the wrists and ankles. Taking your arms overhead, big good morning stretch. Then leaving that right arm up, curling over onto your right side, cushioning your head with that arm. And when you're ready, making your way to a seated position, legs crossed, hands on the knees, sitting up nice and tall. We're going to take 3 breaths together to close the class. Inhale. Exhale, sigh. Inhale. Exhale, sigh. Last one, in. Exhale, sigh. And let the eyes flutter open if they're not already. Today was a beautiful practice. We worked a little harder today. I want everyone to hydrate, get your sleep, do some light stretching. Legs up the wall is really good. Stretching in bed is really good, like happy baby pose in bed, child's pose. Namaste, and I hope to see you Thursday. It was a good one. I'm gonna feel that one because I taught that same class yesterday. My abs and arms are like, why? Why will we do this? All right, guys. Thank you all for coming. I hope that you're here on Thursday, and the replay will be available for everyone else in about an hour.